What is good, my Rags and Fitness people, my Rags and Fitness folks, my Rags and Fitness fam? It's your man Rags, back off up in this thing, and when I tell you I'm up in it, I'm talking about I'm knee deep, all the way off up in it. For my weight loss journey, people, keep God first, extremely important. Keep your head to the sky and shake all of the haters off. And for all of my Christian Tide football fans, can I please get a Roll Tide roll, baby? Hey guys, it's your man Rags back off up in this thing. I tell you like I tell you all the time, man. I appreciate you guys for liking and subscribing. For all of my guys that's on the fence about subscribing, hey man, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, the post notification bell, like, share, do it all, man. Do it and do it now. So guys, this is Monday, October 30th. Tomorrow is October 31st, which is Halloween, which is the GOAT's birthday, Mr. Nicholas Saban. But today is Monday, and this officially marks LSU week, right? Guys, we had a bye week off last week, as you guys all know, and this week we gotta put it all together. Hopefully last week these guys got in the practice facility, did whatever they needed to do, work, but kind of take a load off too at the same time. I'm pretty sure Mr. Nicholas Saban and the organization, all the analysts, the strength and conditioning coaches and everybody got everything together and they laid it out perfectly right. Guys, this is officially LSU hate week for some. I don't like to say hate week because I'm not a hater. I don't hate on anybody, but I got a strong dislike for the LSU Tigers, for those old purple and yellow Tigers down there in the Bayou, down there in Baton Rouge, right? So today, we're gonna be talking about this big matchup, right? Got an article I'm gonna read from too. We're gonna be talking about this big matchup with the Alabama Crimson Tide and the LSU Tigers, guys. This is a big week for us. I know we smoked cigars the week before last, man, and that lingered over for a minute, and guys made that last forever with the Tennessee, but I didn't do too much with Tennessee because I expected us to beat Tennessee. I know a lot of guys say, yeah, you expect that when the game's over with, but I really did, and I'm on record saying that, right? Okay, guys, with all that being said, let's get into LSU week, right? It's officially LSU week, Monday, October 30th. Let's talk LSU, Alabama Crimson Tide football, right? Okay, guys, when it comes to Alabama and LSU football, this is a rivalry, guys. These guys have been playing football for a long time. And let's talk about the all-time record, right? We're sitting here looking at this, right? The first meeting was November 18th, 1895, back in the 1800s when these guys first played. And LSU beat us 12-6. The last meeting, you know, last year, LSU beat us in overtime by 1 point, right? Then we're going to be playing these guys this upcoming Saturday, November 4th in Tuscaloosa, right? Okay, the total meetings we've had against these guys, we've played them 87 times, right? All-time series, Alabama leads 55-27, and then they had 5 ties. So Alabama's won 55 times, LSU's won 27, and we had 5 ties, right? The largest margin of victory was Alabama we beat them 47-3 back in 1922, guys, a long time ago, man. Longest win streak, Alabama owns that with 11 from 1971 to 1988. Now, LSU beat us last year, but before that, we had a nice win streak going on before the upset last year in overtime down in the Death Valley down in Baton Rouge, right? Current win streak, as I just said, LSU won. They won last year, right? So, guys, let's go back to this article that I was telling you about. The name of this article is, it says Alabama football, Alabama versus LSU by the numbers, right? And right here, this is what it says. On Saturday, Alabama football will have its toughest test of the season when it matches up against LSU. And I'm going to interrupt and say you're daggone right. This is the game of the year for us. We must come out. We must ball out of control. We must be disciplined. We must handle that offensive line, that defensive line accordingly. Our offensive line must step up and play their best. We had an off week. Hopefully we got some guys healthy. But let's get back to the article, right? The country's 8th and 13th ranked teams will face off in a matchup that very well may decide the SEC West. Yes, sir, it will. In the second season under Brian Kelly, the LSU Tigers are 6-2 with one of the nation's most explosive offenses leading the way. The Alabama football team on the other side has been led by its stout defense. Alabama football has shaken off its early loss to the Texas Longhorns, rattling off 6 straight wins to get them back into the AP poll top 10, guys. We're currently sitting at top at number 8 right now, right? Rankings and standings aside, let's take a look at the matchup by the numbers, right? And that's where it gets important at, by the numbers, right? We play similar opponents, but when we talking college football, a lot of times that don't count. When we play each other, it's all depending on the will, the determination, and sometimes the resiliency. You see, when we played Tennessee, we had to be resilient. We played it to the T, bounced back. Guys, that's one of the core values that you should live by, being resilient. When you get knocked down, get back up and show that you're about your business, right? Okay, so the name of this paragraph right here says, A Tale of Two Offenses, right? The LSU Tigers lead the nation in many of top metrics offensively while ranking highly in some others. The LSU Tigers lead the country in yards per game, averaging 552.9 yards a game. Guys, we're going to have a time trying to stop that, but we all know that the Alabama defense, they're great. Let's keep reading. They're the nation's 3rd ranked passing offense, averaging 339.9 yards per game through the air. While being so highly ranked passing is even more impressive, that LSU is the nation's 14th ranked rushing offense, averaging 213 yards per game on the ground. Now, I think that's all attributed to, they have a little running back that's doing pretty good, right? But they also have Jayden Daniels that's running that ball too. He's the 2nd leading rusher on that team, guys. Just some nuggets, just some food for thought. So right here it says the Alabama offense is the nation's 78th ranked offense in terms of yards per game. Yee! Not where you would like to see an Alabama offense, but that goes to show you how the defense have been standing up and doing their thing, and the offense come and score points when it counts. All but besides the Texas game in Tuscaloosa, right? All right. They said we averaged 366.6 yards per game. The Alabama football team averages 219 yards per game through the air, while averaging 147.1 yards per game on the ground. That's not bad ground game right there. Like I say, that you can give that credit to Jason McClellan and Roydell Williams. Every now and then, you will see my guy get Jalen Milroe take off for some big runs, right? Now let's talk about the defenses. A tale of two defenses, right? I'm pretty sure LSU right now on paper has the edge as far as offensive production goes, right? On paper. Now let's talk about defense on paper, right? While LSU looks far superior when just examining the offenses, the defenses tell a different story, as that is the heart of Alabama's football team. The Alabama football team is led by the defense, who ranks 17th in the country in yards per game, only allowing 306.4 yards per game. The Alabama defense is 29th passing, allowing only 197.6 yards per game passing. The Alabama rushing defense is 22nd in the nation, allowing only 108.8 yards per game to opposing rushers. The defense only allows 16.5 points per game, which stacks up 16th in the country. Now, here it goes, guys. You have a high-powered offense in LSU. You have a stout defense, Alabama. You sometimes see them bend, but they don't break often, right? So it's going to be a stalemate somewhere. This is going to be a game of will. Who wants it worse? Who wants it bad? Who wants it worse? You can say that. Who wants it worse, right? Who wants it deep down in their soul? This is going to be the game where you see dogs come out. Guys, I can see it being in the first half, just being a dog fight. I mean, defense is just flying all over the field, right? Mr. Harold Perkins, even though they say that he's not having a good year, Alabama, don't sleep on that, because Mr. Harold Perkins is going to be coming out. He's going to be playing, right? Let's go over here and let's look at this one right here. It says, as for LSU defense, has been their Achilles heel at, wait a minute, what happened? As for LSU, defense has been their Achilles heels, at times being the reason they lost to Ole Miss and allowing inferior opponents to hang around late into games. The LSU defense is the third worst in the SEC. Wow. Allowing 26.5 points per game. The LSU rushing defense has been the real struggle, allowing 156.5 yards per game on the ground. We average 141. Hey man, Jace McClellan, Roydell Williams, Jalen Milroe, take note of this. Run when you need to, Milroe. Don't hold the ball too long. Get out of there. Right? Okay, a historically good defense against the pass has struggled the past few seasons. This season, LSU ranks 10th in passing defense in the SEC, allowing 238.5 yards per game passing. Woo! Yeah, and now they're going to talk about the talent that's on both sides, you know, Alabama and LSU. Let's read and see what they say. In this matchup between Alabama football team and the LSU Tigers, we'll showcase some of the most talented players in the country. Jaden Daniels, he's a very talented guy, right, of LSU, has been incredible in 2023 as he cemented himself as one of the Heisman candidates. Daniels ranked 4th in the nation in passing yards and leads the country with 25 passing touchdowns. His two main wide receivers have some of the most impressive stat lines in the country. You got Malik Neighbors that leads the country with 981 receiving yards and ranks 5th with 9 receiving touchdowns. Brian Thomas Jr. leads the country with 11 receiving touchdowns and ranks 16th with 732 receiving yards. The standout on the LSU defense is safety Andre Sam, whose 3 interceptions ranked 5th in the SEC. Now this guy is a ball hawk. Jalen Milroe on the season right now only has 5 interceptions. Jalen Milroe, ball security. I'm preaching to my tide. Ball security, guys, is what we need to do. Take care of the ball, get positive yardage, make sure that we're always either throwing it away, but we cannot turn it over, especially down in that red zone, right? Okay, Alabama football preparing for the nation's top passing attack. When the Alabama football team takes the field on Saturday, it will be a matchup of the nation's top offense against one of the nation's top defenses. Guys, you can't ask for anything any better than this, man. The bye week came at a perfect time for Alabama defense as injuries were starting to pile up. Terrion Arnold left the Tennessee game with a concussion. We all know that. Malachi Moore was recovering from an ankle injury, which he played in the Tennessee game, did okay. And Dante Lawson was battling with a nagging foot injury. We can't afford to have him out because he is the alpha of this defense, maybe of the whole team. The week off has given Alabama football team time to recover from injuries and prepare for a prolific passing attack. LSU needs the bye to recover as they also deal with injuries bugs as 2 key linemen and multiple defensive backs look to recover for Saturday's showdown. And guys, that's all we're going to talk about today. We may release another video tomorrow talking about key matchups, guys. That's what we may be talking about tomorrow. We've taken this video pretty far, man. Hey, man, I'm appreciative of you guys staying tuned. I'm hoping that you guys have watched it all the way to the end, to this point right here, guys. And hey, man, to all of my Alabama fans, man, roll tide. Let's get it. This is what we've been looking for. I know at the beginning of the season, man, it didn't look the way that we wanted it to look, and it still don't look like an Alabama team that we're accustomed to. But guys, it's a different Alabama team. I like it. I like what they give us week in and week out. As long as they're winning, I'm okay with that. If you lose and you lose the right way, hey man, it is what it is. You can't win them all, man. But I'm an Alabama fan through and through, and I will be rooting for my Tide. I don't care what goes on or what happens. Now, with that being said, LSU, as I say, I don't hate nobody, but guys, I have a strong dislike for you, LSU. And I'm hoping that we beat you up and down the field, and I want my guy Dallas Turner to be hanging all off your quarterback. Chris Braswell to be hanging all off of your quarterback. Hey man, I want Jaheim Otis to be hanging all off of your quarterback, guys. That's all I can say, and that's all I mean. That's all that's in deep down in my heart. I can't tell you nothing else. I'm not going to say anything like I want Harold Perkins to have a good game. No, I'm not saying that. I want him to have the worst game ever, but I do not want him to get injured. I hope this game is an injury-free game. And hey, I'm hoping that the refs don't play a real big, huge part in this game. Let the guys play, guys. We went to Baton Rouge last year, undisciplined Alabama team, and LSU beat us up and down the field. And we still seem to leave that stadium with a 1-point loss in overtime, guys. As bad as we looked, we still gave those guys the game of their lifetime. We're talking about with linebackers that wasn't really, they wasn't really up to par, man. You know, we got play callers that wasn't really up to par, man. I know a lot of guys give Tommy Rees a hard time, but I believe Tommy Rees has done great for what he's got and for the time that he's had to work with it, man. So guys, with all that being said, man, old Rags had a long day, been at work. I decided to take out some time to come and talk to my family, my Rags and Fitness family, right? But I must go. I must get out of here. Got things to do. Hopefully I can see you again tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next video. Hey man, I know you hate to let me go. I know you like to look deep down off into my pupils of my eyes. But I must get out of here, man. I gotta go already. Yeah.